The beginning of all change. I used to think that success came from explosive moments, brilliant ideas, a twist of fate, or someone handing you an opportunity. But after hitting rock bottom more than once, I began to realize a truth that is both simple and ruthless. Nothing beats the power of consistency. Not intelligence, not luck, not connections, but the ability to do what you said you would, whether you feel like it or not, whether your emotions support it or not, whether the circumstances are favorable or not. That is the simple habit powerful enough to transform every area of your life: consistency. And that's what the 15 Stoic lessons I'm going to cover in this video are all about. Let's get started. Lesson 1. Consistency. No excuses, no need for emotion. Don't wait to feel motivated, just show up. A statement that seems simple, yet it contains the essence of Stoic philosophy. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." This is not just a warning, it's a rite of passage. Anyone who begins the journey of self-improvement must be prepared to be misunderstood. You won't look glamorous, you won't feel admired. You'll likely be invisible for a long time, quietly doing small, repetitive, often boring tasks. But those are the exact actions that create transformation. You want six-pack abs, you don't need an expensive gym. You need to wake up early and stop hitting the snooze button every day. You want to get rich? You don't need a $10,000 mastermind. You need to be consistent with your calls, your follow-ups, your promises. You want inner peace? You don't need to meditate on a mountain in India. You just need to sit with yourself every day and listen honestly. This is what Marcus Aurelius called acting in accordance with reason. Doing what is right, simply because it is right, not because it feels good, not because someone is watching, not because you'll be praised. Consistency is the discipline of doing the thing you said you would do, especially on the days when you least want to do it. It's not sexy and it's not fun, but it is sacred. Because in a world addicted to novelty and instant gratification, the person who shows up every day without needing a reason, without waiting to feel inspired, is already miles ahead. Lesson 2. The silent saboteur, your emotions. In Meditations, Marcus Aurelius often described emotions as clouds that obscure our judgment. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. We live in a world where it's easy to blame the outside: our schedule, the weather, our boss, the economy. But the real saboteur is often much closer. It's our fluctuating emotions. Today, you felt tired, so you skipped the workout. Today, you felt discouraged, so you didn't follow up with that client. Today, you felt insecure, so you held back from posting that first video. Emotions are not the enemy, but if you don't master them, they will master you. They'll whisper excuses that sound like logic. They'll convince you to postpone your dreams in the name of rest, when really it's fear. Stoicism doesn't demand that we destroy our emotions. That would be both impossible and unhealthy. Instead, it teaches us to observe them, acknowledge their presence, but not grant them authority. A Stoic watches his feelings the way a seasoned sailor watches the sea, always aware, but never ruled by the waves. This is what gives the Stoic his edge. Rain or shine, praise or criticism, he shows up and does the work not because he feels like it, but because it's the right thing to do. Emotions come and go like the weather. If you let them drive your decisions, your life will be chaotic and directionless. But if you let reason lead and emotions follow at a respectful distance, then nothing, not fear, not laziness, not the opinions of others can stop you. The world doesn't need more people who feel deeply and act erratically. It needs more people who can feel fully and still choose the disciplined path forward. Lesson 3. Attack your weakest point first. When I ask someone, "Where are you lacking discipline?" they usually don't need time to think. We all know exactly where we're failing. We just don't want to face it. You know you're overspending. You know your eating habits are out of control. You know you're not keeping your promises to others, and worse, to yourself. This is what I call the complicity of self-betrayal, the quiet internal sabotage where you let yourself down over and over in silence. No one sees it, no one calls you out. But deep down, you know. The Stoics never sought to change everything overnight. Instead, they focused on one specific behavior, one flaw, one weak spot. And they strengthened it not through occasional inspiration, but through daily repetition. Seneca once wrote, "Each day, acquire something that will fortify you against poverty, against death, indeed against other misfortunes as well." Change doesn't begin with grand declarations. It begins with a small act of honesty. Admit where you're falling short, then commit to showing up there every single day. If your weakest point is your health, start with the gym. If it's trust, start with keeping your word. If it's discipline, start by waking up when you said you would. Each time you follow through in that one area, you chip away at the shame of past failure. You rebuild integrity, brick by brick, and over time, you begin to trust yourself again. That trust is not given. It's earned in silence, in sweat, in consistency. And once you've earned it, no one can take it from you. Lesson 4. Compartmentalization, the Stoic formula for crisis control. In modern life, it often takes just one setback to throw off your entire day. A rejected proposal, you skip the gym. A difficult client, you snap at your partner. An argument at home, you lose motivation to work. This chain reaction is not just common, it's destructive, but the Stoics knew how to break it. They practiced a mental tool few people talk about, compartmentalization, the ability to separate one part of life from another. Just because something went wrong at work doesn't mean your health must suffer. Just because your morning was stressful doesn't mean your evening has to be. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." The problem isn't the event itself, it's how much power you let it have. Did you give it permission to spread beyond its proper place? Compartmentalization is not denial, it's discipline. It's saying, this issue belongs here and it will not bleed into there. Every hour is a fresh beginning. Every task is sacred in its own right. The Stoic treats each meeting, each workout, each conversation like a temple. You don't drag emotional trash from one temple into the next. Start treating your day like a sequence of separate commitments, not one big storm. Seal off negativity where it began. Protect the other areas of your life. That's not emotional suppression. That's emotional responsibility. Your life doesn't fall apart because of one crisis. It falls apart when you let that crisis contaminate everything else. Control the spread and you take back your power. Lesson 5. Work doesn't need drama, it needs results. One of the biggest misconceptions of our modern age is that bringing personal emotions into the workplace makes you real, relatable, or authentic. But from the Stoic perspective, not only is this unnecessary, it can be dangerous. Why? Because emotions often blur focus, invite conflict, and erode the quality of our decisions. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "You should be like the cliff against which the waves continually break, but it stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it. You are not the wave, you are the rock. The most effective professionals, the most trusted leaders, are not the most expressive. They're the most grounded when everything around them feels chaotic. There's a radical yet unwritten rule that every Stoic would endorse. Emotion in the workplace should be reserved for celebration, not chaos. No one goes to work to become your therapist. People show up to reach a goal, solve problems, and create value. If you can be the person who offers calm direction, sharp focus, and unwavering steadiness, you'll be the one others look to in crisis. This doesn't mean you're emotionless. It means you manage emotions with maturity. You can feel sad, but cry at home. You can feel angry, but don't unload it in the meeting room. Power isn't about pretending to be strong. True strength is revealed when your emotions don't hijack your performance. You're allowed to feel, but feeling doesn't justify every behavior. Being professional means protecting your work and your team from emotional turbulence. If you want others to trust you with greater responsibility, start here. Be the one who brings clarity, not chaos. The one who calms the storm, not adds to it. In a workplace ruled by results, the most respected person is not the loudest, the most emotional, or the most dramatic. It's the one who gets the job done, rain or shine. Lesson 6. Speak with data, not emotion. Many people don't fail in their careers because they're not talented, but because they communicate without confidence, clarity, or logic. Their words feel vague, emotional, and easily dismissed. Consider this comparison. I feel like option A is better. Versus. According to Q2 data and feedback from 78% of our customers, option A shows a 35% higher conversion rate. The first speaker sounds uncertain, the second sounds credible, and credibility earns trust. Stoics understand this truth deeply. Emotions are temporary opinions, but data, while not absolute, is more dependable. There's a Stoic communication principle that says, "Don't say I feel, say I observe, then reason from there." Before speaking, take a pause. Ask yourself, am I speaking from emotion or from evidence? Do I have proof or just personal bias? That brief pause, that moment of internal inspection, is your true power. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." When you speak from that place of inner clarity, your words carry weight. You're not just reacting, you're reasoning. And in a world full of noise, a calm, evidence-based voice is the one people remember. Lesson 7. Coldness can be a form of compassion. I used to believe that a great leader had to constantly inspire, encourage, and cater to every emotion their team experienced. I was wrong. A team doesn't need a therapist. They need a compass. They need someone who doesn't fall apart when everything else is crumbling. Stoics are not emotionless, but they are unshaken. They don't react impulsively. They respond with reason. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This is why leadership doesn't require shouting or soothing. It requires standards, stability, and clarity. Your team won't remember every word you say, but they will remember one thing. When everyone else panicked, you kept moving forward. This principle doesn't only apply to CEOs. It applies to parents, partners, teachers, and teammates. The way you regulate your emotions, especially under pressure, defines whether people see you as a trusted anchor or just a fragile empath. Coldness, when rooted in calm leadership, is not cruelty. It's compassion, the kind that creates safety, not chaos. Because nothing is more comforting than knowing someone near you won't collapse when the storm comes. Lesson 8. Working with family. Leave home at the office door. One of the greatest challenges in adult life is working with family. The dynamic is complex. Trust runs deep, emotions run deeper. The Stoics understood this long ago. Emotions are a hidden trigger for conflict. At home, you have the freedom to express how you feel. But in the workplace, personal emotions can quietly erode structure, respect, and professionalism. That's why certain rules must be non-negotiable. Never criticize a family member in front of others. Don't drag personal disagreements into the boardroom. Never form emotional alliances or sides within the team. If you disagree, handle it privately. Discuss it with calm and clarity. Then, when you step back into the public space, stand united. Stoicism doesn't avoid conflict, it manages it with intentional timing and maturity. Epictetus reminds us, it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. Working with loved ones can either be your greatest asset or your greatest liability. The difference lies in whether you let emotions rule the room or keep them in their rightful place. True professionalism isn't about suppressing emotion. It's about honoring your relationships by not letting emotion sabotage the mission. In leadership, loyalty isn't just about blood, it's about discipline. Lesson 9. Results are the strongest answer to any judgment. You will be misjudged. People may assume you're not competent enough, not masculine enough, or not leader-like enough. But the Stoic doesn't argue. They don't explain. They do one simple thing: they show results. You might think I'm only successful because of my husband. Look at what I've built. You might call me a gold digger. I don't bother to respond, I'm building wealth. Epictetus once said, first, tell yourself what kind of person you want to be, then do what you have to do. The Stoic doesn't waste time convincing others. They prove themselves through discipline, through action, through outcomes. While others talk, complain, and defend, the Stoic keeps building quietly, consistently. They understand that reputations are shaped by perception, but redefined by performance. No matter what label you're given, too young, too feminine, too privileged, too inexperienced, your results will always speak louder than their assumptions. In a world full of noise, execution is your greatest rebuttal. Don't fight for validation. Win through undeniable evidence. Because in the end, results don't need defending, they speak for themselves. Lesson 10. When the world labels you, you have the right not to believe it. They will call you cold, ruthless, too ambitious, selfish. If you're a woman, you might be labeled a bitch. If you're a man, they may say you're emotionless or heartless. That is often the price of clarity, the cost of choosing action over permission. But here's the truth. You don't have to accept any label they try to put on you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, choose not to be harmed and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed and you haven't been. People can say anything about you, but it only becomes your truth if you agree with it in your mind. That's where real harm begins, not in the words themselves, but in your silent acceptance of them. Stoicism teaches us that external labels have no power unless we internalize them. You are not what they call you. You are what you consistently you repeatedly choose to stand for. The real question isn't what the world says about you. It's whether you accept it as part of your identity. Power begins when you realize you decide what defines you, not them. Let them talk. You keep building. Lesson 11. The art of reframing, turning insults into inner fuel. Elena Cardone, a woman once labeled a gold digger, didn't respond with anger or defensiveness. Instead, she reframed the insult. Yes, I am a gold digger, but I dig for gold in myself and in the man I love. That's the essence of true Stoicism. Not running from reality, but refusing to accept negative definitions imposed by others. Epictetus taught us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. If someone calls you a control freak, you might reframe it. I hold high standards and pay attention to detail. If they say you're emotionless, respond internally. I stay rational when others lose direction. The Stoic is a master of reframing. They don't deny adversity, they transform it. They don't crumble under criticism, they convert it into clarity. Reframing is not spin, it's sovereignty. It's the refusal to be defined by cheap labels and shallow judgment. In a world consumed by gossip, drama, and emotional noise, the one who reframes quietly, intentionally becomes untouchable. Because while others argue about who you are, you're too busy becoming something greater. Lesson 12. The coldness of judgment and the quiet love of results. When Marcus Aurelius ruled as emperor, he wasn't celebrated as an inspiring or charismatic figure. He was known as reserved, stern, even distant. But when the empire was in crisis, when chaos surrounded him, he was the one who held it all together. People don't need you to be likable. They need you to be reliable. They don't need eloquent speeches. They need clear, steady action. So if you've been judged or misunderstood for being different, smile. It likely means you're on the right path. A person who stays true to their values, even in solitude, holds far more strength than one praised for living by someone else's script. Marcus said it best. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. In a world obsessed with charm and approval, be the one who shows up. Be the one who acts when others hesitate. Because while approval fades, impact lasts. And remember, results don't always look like applause. Sometimes they look like stability in a storm. And that, too, is a kind of love. Lesson 13. The 24-hour rule. Live each day like a warrior. Life is a long journey, but real transformation happens in the smallest moments. The Stoic doesn't obsess over who they might become someday. They focus on how they live today. It's not about being healthier next year. It's not about finally getting disciplined next month. It's not about launching your dream project next week. The real question is, did I live today in alignment with my values? Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman, like a man, and doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness." This is what I call the 24-hour rule. Each day is its own battlefield. You don't need to win your whole life. You just need to not lose today. Ask yourself daily, what promise did I keep today? What emotion did I control today? What small step did I take toward who I want to be? If your answer is yes to even one of these, then you've already won. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Consistency isn't about grand achievements. It's about showing up day after day like a quiet, focused warrior, armed with reason and guided by principle. Lesson 14. No one cares that you're tired, and that's a good thing. At first, this idea may sound harsh, but if you're strong enough to accept it, it's actually a gift. The truth is, no one really cares how tired you are, how sad you feel, or who betrayed you. The world runs on results, not emotions. And the Stoic accepts this reality not with bitterness, but with resolve. Epictetus said it clearly. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. So instead of saying, "I'm tired, so I didn't finish," say, "I'm tired, but I did it anyway." That one shift changes everything. Because most people surrender to their emotions. But you choose to live by reason. You move forward not because you're trying to prove something to others, but because you made a promise to yourself. You will no longer betray your own potential. Your power lies not in how you feel, but in how you act, in spite of how you feel. That's what separates you from the crowd. Not your energy, but your integrity. Not your mood, but your movement. Lesson 15. A simple yet unbreakable formula for life. The Stoic philosophy is not flashy or loud. In fact, it's almost brutally minimalist. Do what is right, even when no one is watching. Hold your principle 7 when your emotions scream for compromise. Focus on what you can control, let go of the rest. No hacks, no 5-step plans. Just one simple, piercing question. Is what I'm doing right now worthy of the person I want to become? If the answer is no, stop. If the answer is yes, continue, without applause, without reward. Marcus Aurelius, writing from the battlefield, once reminded himself, "At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being." We weren't born to avoid discomfort. We were born to carry out the duties of being human with reason, discipline, and purpose. This is Stoic resilience. It doesn't shout, it doesn't beg, it acts. A simple formula: clarity plus discipline plus daily action. In a world craving shortcuts, the Stoic walks a straight, silent, linear and builds a life that lasts. Conclusion: don't change because you're inspired. Change because you made a promise to yourself. You don't need more inspiration. You don't need someone to show up and save you from laziness, pain, or procrastination. What you truly need is one promise. A promise made to yourself and kept. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions." You deserve a stronger, calmer, more disciplined life. Not because you're special, but because you've chosen action over waiting. If you're ready to live like a Stoic, start small. Choose one habit, just one. Do it for 30 days. No excuses, no breaks, no need for applause. Comment below. I will stay consistent with ________ for the next 30 days. Subscribe to the channel. Every week, I'll guide you through the Stoic way step by step, habit by habit, decision by decision.